commentary as well as giving you a lot of history behind beautiful San Antonio. And the first recent commentary I'm going to take you down. Now I've seen too many people take that fall, so please heed my warning, folks. Now my favorite
to the remaining Indian residents. Mexican troops quartered in the city. After 5 days of house-to-house fighting, they forced General Martín Perfecto de Cos and his soldiers to surrender. The victorious volunteers then occupied the Alamo, already fortified prior to the battle by Cos's men. The commander of the Alamo sent forth couriers carrying pleas for help to communities in Texas. On the 8th day of the siege, a band of 32 volunteers from Gonzales arrived, bringing the number of defenders to nearly 200. Legend holds that with the possibility of additional help fading, Colonel Travis drew a line on the ground and asked any man person where Jim Boone, renowned night fighter.
The San Antonio native Carlos Cortez hand sculptured the whole cave in 2009 using opposite. Look at the top of the stairwell and you will be able to see one of those faces off to our right and left hand side. Now it should be coming into view right about now, and there will be a red X marking the spot along with some R next up right around the corner. It is for the Wyndham Garden Hotel and the museum. Now the Korean War is a very heavy war for America, but not a lot of Americans know much about this war. It's often labeled the Forgotten Wars. Very beautiful building as well. And we are riders. Yes, folks, CJ recruits on his Rough Riders right at that Minger Bar. If you take a look off to our right hand side, you see the newest addition to our Alamo Plaza, folks. That is old Theodore Roosevelt. Now, I do tell everybody that it does look like a little museum on the inside at Minger Hotel. There are a whole bunch of pictures and displays all alongside the wall. Enter their double doors, walk down the hall and head straight on down. America, but not a lot of Americans know much about this war. Korea for 3 years, we did was over 54,000 American lives as well as over 100,000 wounded. Our next war memorial is coming up to our over 300,000 wounded. Now that war memorial will also have a Battle of the Alamo 1836.
We're coming up to Market Square, also known as El Mercado, which dates back to the 1820s when it first offered a pharmacy and a dry goods store, along with a marketplace for fresh produce and other.
Correct. We have had it every single year since. Upon his horse and he rode around San Antonio asking who was gonna ride with the old Ben Milam into San Antonio. Now if you want to see what happens when you run out of money, take a look off to our right hand side. If you follow that trail, Mission Concepcion, Mission San Juan, Friendly Spot Ice House. They open up every day at noon with over 100 beers on tap. That may be a great place to start the day with that church, folks. Except he did not make them all pay $100,000. He actually made them pay something else. Can you give that a guess? Now he actually made them pay $1 million for every inch on the property. So that church did walk away with $6 million. Now from my understanding, look up to our right hand side, you'll see the newest addition to our Alamo Plaza, folks. That is old Theodore Roosevelt. Now I do tell everybody that it does look like a little museum. Will be the next bus station, folks. Now we'll be dropping off right around the corner. Just give me 1 second.
Dry goods store, along with a marketplace for fresh produce and other foods. If you look down the pedestrian walkway here off to your right, you'll see that it's lined with shops featuring many types of Mexican imports.
All right, any takers? Historic Market Square.
1 second, folks, to get everyone off, thank you, y'all.
With the historic market.
Imports from hatware, footwear, leather goods.
Alright folks, now every year we have about 10 days of fiesta. Now also during our annually up until 16 days. Kind of just depends on how bad San Antonio wants to party. November of 1835, he helped
declined as the public's taste changed, and they closed in the 1970s. However, the Las Casas Foundation took an interest and raised millions of dollars so that the restored Majestic Theater could triumphantly reopen in 1989. Among other things, it now shows ballet, classical, and contemporary music, Broadway shows, and hosts the San Antonio Symphony. It has 3 balconies and more than 2,300 seats. Over recent years, performers
Travis, one of the commanders of the Alamo during Battle of the Alamo 1836. Now, William Travis was a lieutenant colonel in charge of the regular army. Now, in 1921, San Antonio experienced a giant flood that devastated the downtown area, knocking down that locking dam and forcing us to put the new one up north of its location. Now, San Antonio also changed the way it operated the San Antonio when it reopened up as the Tobin Center. Now, real quick, folks, if you take a look off to our left-hand side, you can see a beautiful brick house. This house is called the Maverick Carter House, as well as over 300,000 wounded. Now, that war memorial will also have a list of 60,000 names hidden deep inside of it. Now, those 60,000 names will be all San Antonians who fought in the Vietnam conflict. Now, we're coming to our next stop is for St. Anthony.
Designed in the Spanish Mission, Mediterranean, and Baroque traditions by John Everson, the theater has hosted many of the country's top performers over the years, including Bob Hope, Jack Benny, Mickey Rooney, and Texas Ranger Museum.
Alright, if I do have any takers for our stop number 10, the Buckhorn Saloon, Texas Ranger Museum, you're more than welcome. San Fernando Cathedral, when a sniper sailed alongside our San Antonio River, ended his life. Now, since he's way south, that it takes to all 4 of our missions: Mission Concepcion, Mission San Juan, Mission San Jose, and Mission Esparra. Now, Mission Esparra also houses the aqueduct. The aqueduct was a 15-mile-long area of Texas. Now, if you take a look off to our right-hand side, way up in that beautiful Texas sky, you'll see our Tower of the Americas, standing 750 feet. It is for our Yanaguana Garden. Now, the Yanaguana Garden replaced the old hemisphere for our stop number 17, the Yanaguana Garden. You may come on down when I come to my next complete stop. Yanaguana actually means refreshing waters. It was the original name of our San Antonio River, given to it by the Payaya Indians that lived here before the Spanish changed it in 1691 when they came across it during St. Anthony's feast day. And we're coming to our last. Now, he actually made them pay $1 million for every inch on the property. So that church did walk away with $6 million as well. Now, he actually didn't do a very good job. Freaking having a good old time.